All right, so today we're going to cover chapter 9 or module 9. Okay, in this chapter, we'll talk about archiving. Probably you guys already know what archiving is. Okay, so yeah, we'll discuss how to manage archive files at the command line. So we're going to use the command line. Probably you have done archiving in Windows. What is the most popular archiving? I forgot in Windows. Well, now it's built-in archiving in Windows, but there used to be WinZip. Sorry, yeah. Have you guys familiar with? Are you guys familiar with WinZip?
Not really.
Not really. Okay, yeah, because now it's archiving is built into the operating system, but it used to be you have to install a separate application. So WinZip was very popular. So what is the purpose of file archiving? So archiving is used when one or more files need to be transmitted. So like when you download a program or a software from the internet, these programs are a combination of many files. So imagine if you have to just download each file separately. So instead, these files are archived into one bundle, like in a package. Okay, so they're easier to transmit, and they're also easier to store. There's another reason. Uh, uh, so there are two aspects of archiving in this. Well, okay, in this chapter we'll cover two topics: archiving, which is combines multiple files into one, and then compression. So you combine multiple file into one file is called archiving, and then you compress these files into smaller files. Okay, and how it does that, it does it by removing redundant uh, information, meaning, so compressing files. So what is compression? So what does compression does? It uses sorry, reduce the amount of data needed to store. Okay, so that's one advantage, and also it's easier to transmit. Okay, so it's easier to transmit. uh, so the compression algorithm is the procedure that computer uses to encode the original file. So as a result, it makes it smaller. So it's an algorithm, okay, that uses. So it's a procedure. So when we are talking about compression, okay, there are two types. One is lossless, so no information is removed from the file. Okay, so you have to remember that one is lossless, no information is removed from the file, and other is called lossy, meaning information might be removed from the file. Okay, so most image formats such as GIS and PNG and JPEG implement some form of lossy compression. So it depends on the file format. Okay, so if you go to, so let's say compressing files. So how do you compress? So the program Linux has several tools actually, and also there are geographical user interface tools that can their applications like gzip. I just told you the gzip is a program for Windows. There are other programs. I forgot. There are many other programs for Windows. So same way there are many other programs, compression programs for Linux. Okay, that you can download and you can do it in GUI. But for if you want to use the command line, most common is gzip. Gzip is a very common compression tool in Linux. All right, so let's see. So if you go to, so in here, in this example, there is a file called, in the document file, let's see, just go to cd. So in the document file, okay, so there's a file called long file. All right, let's see. So we're going to compress this file and see the difference. So long file, so we type ls. What does -l stand for? So ls,
Long listing.
long listing. So it gives you the detailed information about the file. So we want to see. So here is 66,540 bytes. Okay. So now if we compress with gzip, and then we're gonna see the file again. Let's see what happens to the file. And now we type $ls again. As you can see, the file is much smaller, and you see the extension text long file.txt now become a compressed file. So the file is compressed by invoking the gzip command with the name of the file as the argument. So we use the same file as the but remember, after the command is complete, the original file is gone. Okay. So the original file is gone, and it's replaced with gzip extension. So this is how we compress file. Now the file is, how big the file is? What is the size of the file now?
341 bytes.
348 bytes. Now, so once you compress the file, you can uncompress it by using the utility called gunzip. I don't know, I like this name, gunzip. Okay, so once you compress the file, there's a utility called gunzip. Okay, and let's see how. So using gunzip, you can uncompress the file. So we're going to use the command here. So we're going to unzip this file by using this utility gunzip. So we compress this long file.txt.gz. Now we're going to uncompress it. Very simple. Gunzip long file dot. And if you type ls -l, ls-l long file, it is back to its original form, long file.txt. Okay, gzip to compress, unzip to uncompress. So there are other commands actually. So there are other commands, for example, bunzip.to, there's bzip2 and bunzip.to, as well as xz and unxz. So these are other utility, but let's just stick to just gzip and gunzip. So because it uses data compression algorithm that is more popular. Okay. So the xz and unxz tools are actually very similar to gzip and gunzip, but if they use the LMP, this algorithm, okay, which which uses lower CPU time, but it makes it doesn't make a much a big difference when you're using just for personal. The compression is not a very resource. You don't do it all the time. It's not a very resource intense tool. So yeah, just so you can just use gzip and gunzip to compress and uncompress files. Okay, so this is how you compress and uncompress. The next topic is archiving files. So what is archiving? Anybody?
That's when you take multiple files and you kind of package them as one file, no?
Exactly. So compress, because a lot of people get confused still. Compression is making a bigger file into a smaller size file. Okay. Archiving is combining multiple file into one file, packaging them into one, like taking multiple small boxes and putting them into one big box. Okay. So the traditional utility, the common utility in Unix is called tar. It stands for tape archive, because in old days files were archived on tape drives, and so they're still using the same term, tar, meaning tape archive. So tar has three modes, okay, that you need to know, to become familiar with. Create, meaning make a new archive, okay, out of series of files. So this is when you take multiple file and create one archive. Then extract, so pull one or more files out of an archive. So once they're archived, they need to be extract. Okay. So this is yeah, pulling files and from the archive, out of archive, and then list, and which shows the contents of archive without extracting. Okay. So you need to know these terms. So archiving files. Okay, so tar is the command here, and then there are options that comes with the tar command. Let's see if we can find man page for tar. Yes, there you go. So we have a man page. Remember when man pages? Okay. So the tar and archiving utility, traditional usage, and then you have tar -A-C, different options. Okay, I want to see if I can find help. Okay, so we also have help page about tar. Okay, escape. No. No, it's not. There's no man page for tar. Okay. -C means create. -C is used to create an archive. -F archive, use archive files. Okay, will be the name of the resulting archive file. So the argument archive will be the name of the resulting file. So here, let's take a look at the example. So anybody can tell me what are we doing here? Just look at the command and tell me what is going on. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, we can see.
Okay, so what do you think is going on here? So tar is the command, right? -C is
To create
create an archive file, -av, use archive file, right? So there are two files. Sorry. So we are creating a file named alphafiles.tar, and we are combining all the files that it starts with alpha name. You remember the asterisk? Okay. So the file example shows a tar file, also called a tarball, being created from multiple files. All right, so let's see. So we did that. Copy. We are still in the document folder. And if we type ls to verify, we use the ls command with the long listing. And there you go. We have created a file, alphafiles.tar. Okay. Okay, now tarball. Okay, so gzip -z compress an archive using the gzip command. Okay. So tarballs or the tar file can also be can be compressed for easier transfer. So once you archive the file, then you can compress them, okay, by using the gzip command. By using the gzip command or the tar with the z option. So let's see. Tar cz. So we're gonna use the -z option to compress these files now. First we archived here, now we are compressing them. So let's see. And if you notice the size of the file, it's 10,240. Now here is 417. So the file is smaller. So it's easier to download if you're sharing this file with people, especially on the internet, right? And let's see, let's compress. And you can also use this command gzip, okay, to compress. So the uncompressed file is the same size that would be if you tarred it in a separate step, okay? So if you use gzip command, it would be the same size. So it doesn't matter if you use tar to compress the file or use gzip. So there is bzip2 compression can be used instead of gzip by substituting -j option, okay, and using tar bzip2 tbz as the file extension. So it's just going to be the different, okay. So tar, let's see, tbz2. So okay, so bzip2, they're just different utility. They do the same thing. Archiving file list mode. Remember we talked about compression, archiving, and listing. Okay. So given a tar archive, okay, either it's compressed or not, you can see what's in the file by using the T option. Okay, so you'll see in the next example, you will see what's inside the archive file. So by using the T option, so there are three options. Okay, T lists the files in an archive, so it will list the files in the archive that we just archived. Okay, dash J option decompresses with bzip2 command. Okay, and dash F operates on the given archive. So you have to name the archive file here. Archive means the archive file. So to list the content of the folders.tbz archive, we use the command tar T with option J and with option F, right? And the name of the file here, argument, operate on the given archive. So you don't know what's inside this file, right? In this archive. And then you just, so this will list all the files that are archived in this. Okay. So if you see the file is nothing special, here there's an example. We'll list content of the file in two steps using a pipeline character. Okay. So if you just use bzip2 and pass the argument, you will see the same result. Okay. Next, archive extract mode. Now, how to extract the file? So tar with X option. So this is how you extract the file. Okay. So you can extract the file using the X option once it's copied to a different directory. So the following, so here the example uses the similar pattern as with the other mode. So -X extract files from an archive, J compress the bzip2 command, and F operate on the given archive. So let's see. In this example, the files are extracted, the contents of folder.tbz archive. Okay, so if we type tar, we're extracting X, extract files from an archive, J, decompress, okay, and F means the file name. So here, if you extract, and if you type ls-l, oh, we are, sorry. Do we have, well, oh, okay, cd.
I think you went in downloads instead of documents.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Okay, first I have to, cp copy this file. Okay. No, I was on the right place, but I didn't copy in this step. So I have to copy this file. Remember the copy command? Okay, now I go to cd and then I'm gonna compress, sorry, extract file. Okay, so I'm gonna tar, hopefully here. Okay, now if I type ls-l here, folders.tbz, because I missed this step, that's why. Okay, now the original file is untouched and the new directory is created. Okay, so inside the directory are the original directories and the files. So if I go to cd school, okay, so we have the original file. Okay, all right, it's just the same thing. Zip files. So the zip file is the default archiving utility in Microsoft. It is not widely used in Linux, okay, but it's still supported, okay. Zip and unzip, both zip and unzip. So here's the command and here's the option. So it's the same as the gzip command. Is just you replace gzip with zip. Okay, so then you use the option and the zip file and the file. Okay, the default mode of zip is to add files to an archive and compress it. So let's see here, documents. So if you go to so here we're just using zip utility. Okay, and here we are using unzip. So those of you who are familiar with the zip, you can also use zip or unzip to. Okay. I compress wrong file. Now unzip. Okay. So zip and unzip. All right, so it's pretty, I think it's not complicated, this zipping and unzipping is just, the problem is remembering the command. The concept is easy, okay. That's what I said, you need to practice. It's easier to just copy the commands, but remembering it comes with practice. All right, so yeah, do the lab, do the exam. I have hold on a second. Okay, so if you refresh your page, you will see a midterm exam. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to do the lab, do the chapter exam. I have extra lab about archiving. Okay, archiving is going to be in the exam. Okay, so you should know how to archive. So I have another lab, extra lab in archiving. Once you have done it, I want you to take the midterm exam. Okay, it's from module 1 to 9, and midterm exam is gonna help you to know which area you need more practice, in which area you need more practice. So when you take, because it's from module 1 to 9, so let's say if you're having difficulty answering question about, let's say, managing files, so just go back and review that chapter or the module. Okay, if you're having difficulty answering question about command line skills, just go back and review that chapter. Okay, and so that's the work for now.